Working?
Yes.
How much?
3,000.
My hotel is right over there. Alright guys, what's up and welcome back to the Views From channel, where we travel all over the world and meet some of the most beautiful women. Today we're going to talk about some do's and don'ts of Agogo bars in Pattaya and basically all over Thailand. This doesn't just pertain to Pattaya, it's all over Thailand, Bangkok, Phuket, wherever there's a go-go. These will be the rules. Basically like a strip club, but a little bit different. And the culture's a little bit different too. I know I had some questions when I first got here. I know you guys are going to have some questions. So let's get to it. So a quick rundown on what is a go-go or a go-go bar. A go-go bar is simply a strip club where the girls will actually sit and talk to you and spend time with you, and if you want to, they will go home with you. Unlike American strip clubs or other strip clubs around the world where people are throwing money as they're on stage, you can do that here, but it usually doesn't happen. You more so sit down, have your beer, have your liquor, have your drink, and invite a girl over to have a drink with you, and you sit and talk and enjoy each other's time. And if she does do short time or long time, then you are welcome to either A, take her home from the bar, or B, get her information and take her home later after work, which we will get into that tip later because that's a good one. So the first tip, and possibly the most important tip that'll keep you safe and out of jail, is do not take any photos. I'm going to say that again. Do not take any photos. Don't try and sneak a photo. Don't try and hide a camera on you. Don't try to go to the top floor and take a photo looking down. Don't do it. Don't FaceTime. Don't pull out your phone. Okay? Now, I say this because people do try and take photos, unsolicited photos, without their permission. And the girls will see you, especially now. There's not many customers. The girl to guy ratio in these places are completely skewed. So there are more eyes on you than you can even imagine. You have security, you have the girls, you have the managers, you have the owner, and the mama-san. So you have a lot of people watching you, and the service workers as well, and the bartenders. There are a lot of eyes on you. You won't get away with it. If you get caught, they will take your phone and delete it if they're being nice. Most of the time they will not be nice. They will take it, they will smash your phone, and then you're screwed because you can't call the cops. What are you gonna say? I was taking photos in the bar and they stole my phone from me. Like, no, the cops are gonna agree with them because they are Thai and you are not, and you're gonna be out of a phone and possibly in jail, especially if the cops get involved. So do not take photos. Don't try to be sneaky. Save your face from getting beat up by security guards because every security guard in the world loves a good fight. So don't do it. It's a huge no-no. Just don't do it. Be safe, be smart. No photos. If you want a photo of the girl, ask management if you can pay for some photos. Ask one of the girls if they want to do a photo shoot with you. But don't try and sneak a photo. And the girls are really nice. If you pay them a little bit, they'll probably give you a little something. You know, like, they'll probably even send you something, okay? So there's no need to take the photo. So don't do it. Alright. Tip number 2 is for all of the people out there who like to have a few beers in them, have a few drinks in them, a few shots in them, and have a little too much fun. And that's dancing on stage. Do not embarrass yourself. Do not jump on stage. Do not grab the pole. Do not shake that ass. I'm gonna have to bleep that out. Don't do it. Just don't do it. It's funny. It gives people a good laugh, but I can promise you we're all laughing at you, not with you. You're embarrassing yourself in front of the girls. You're embarrassing yourself in front of security, the mama-san, and the other customers. We don't want to see you shake your ass on stage. We don't want to see you jump on a pole. We don't want to see you grinding. We don't care. Unless you are a very good-looking female human, we don't want to see it. So don't do it. We don't want to see you jumping on stage. We don't want to see you grinding. We don't want to see you shaking anything. Alright? We get that you're having fun. But stay off the stage. They have girls on stage for a reason. They're trying to make money. Sit back, enjoy the view, drink your liquor, and have some fun and spend a little bit of money and maybe, possibly, take one of the girls home. But getting on stage is not the right thing to do. Tip number 3, I know it might not seem like the best idea, or maybe it is the greatest idea. I understand that the bars are struggling right now, but tip number 3 is don't pay the bar fine. Most of these bar fines are ridiculously overpriced, starting at 500 baht, which is about 15 US dollars, or about 12 to 13 British pounds, I believe. And they go directly to the bar for inconveniencing the bar, since you're taking away one of their girls from making money and having her get people to spend drinks or buy money for or spend money on drinks. So don't pay the bar fine. 99% of the time, if you ask the girl, hey, do you have Line, do you have WhatsApp, do you have Instagram, they'll give it to you, and you can hit them up at a later time and save a little money. So let's say you get 3 girls for a short time and they charge 1,000 baht or 1,500 baht, which is about average. Well, that's 3 bar fines, and that's 1,500 baht, which is a whole extra girl that you could have paid for, right? So don't pay the bar fine. The bar 9 times out of 10 is making enough money. So, especially tourist season's about to explode soon once all these restrictions calm down in a month. And then in 3 months, it's tourist season again for them. So things are gonna definitely pick up. The reason you don't want to pay the bar fine is simply because you don't have to, Like I said, you can find other means of contacting the girl if she does provide those services. You might not even want her right then and there. You might just think you want her because you see a lot of girls around, you're in a good mood, you've been drinking a lot, right? I say sit on it, wait on it, jerk off before you do it, You might clear your mind. Don't jump in anything too fast or anyone. So don't pay the bar fine is tip number 3. Save yourself $15 a session. Another way to save a little bit of money is tip number 4. Always check your receipt, always check your check, always check your bill, whatever you call it from wherever you're from. Every time you get a drink, they're going to give you a new bill and add on whatever you had previously. So if you get 1 beer and it's 100 baht, and then the next beer is 100 baht, and the next beer is 100 baht, you'll have 1 check and it should say 300 baht on there. Sometimes some places will just have handwritten receipts where they'll put them all in your bin and you'll have 3 receipts or 3 checks, 3 bills, and you can add them up right there, and at the end they will add them. But there's a bit of a scam. And what they'll do is you might be getting the same drink over and over and over again, and they might add 20 baht and add 40 baht and add 10 baht because they might not think you'll notice. And then when it's time to pay, you look at it and there's 100 baht extra, which is about 10 bucks. Or actually, it's about 3 bucks. Sorry, guys. About 3 bucks extra. And you're like, well, if you keep getting scammed like that because you go to the Agogo every day, 3 bucks adds up, And it might be more than that. It might be an extra 100 baht per drink, and you had 4 drinks. So now you have 400 baht that you're down when you're not supposed to, And that's like $10, $11 US. So always check your receipt or your check or your bill just to make sure the numbers are adding up so they're not throwing in any extra fees for anything, for their services, even though they're not doing too much, Because if they want a tip, you will give them a tip if their service was exceptional, right? Like, don't be a cheap Charlie, give them a tip when they're supposed to get a tip. But I'm not a fan, personally, of people trying to scam me out of a couple of dollars. I don't like it. So always check your bill, always check your check, always check your receipt to make sure that the numbers are adding up, because they will try and throw in a couple of baht for themselves, Tip number 5. This one will be kind of confusing, but I'm just going to come out and say it. Sit with the girl you want. When I first got here, I made the mistake of being quiet and shy. Yes, of all people, the guy who has an OnlyFans made the mistake of being quiet and shy, and then the most outgoing girl, who's not the one I want, who's not the one I'm attracted to, who doesn't look good to me, is the one that comes and sits down by me. And then she's like, well, do you want to buy me a drink? And then when you say no, she's going to tell all her friends, oh, he's cheap, he doesn't want to buy a drink for me. When that's just not true, you just don't want to buy a drink for her. But the girl you do want is somewhere sitting around or looking for other customers because you just what they call lost face, which means no one wants to do business with you. No one wants to get drinks with you. No one wants to talk to you because now they think you're cheap. They think you're, a cheap Charlie. They don't want to, and nobody wants to be around a cheap Charlie. They're trying to make money. It's a business. The girls are working. They have bills to pay, just like me, you, and everyone else. So, to avoid losing face, to avoid being known as a cheap Charlie, do the right thing and the right thing and get the girl you want. So if you see a girl sitting outside and you like her, don't be afraid to hold your hand out and tell her to come with you because you know you're going to buy her a drink right away. If you see a girl on stage, I personally even went as far as to take the laser pointer from the security guard. Don't do this, by the way. This is another tip. Take the laser pointer from the security guard and point to the girl I want because I couldn't communicate effectively with one of the bar girls, the bartenders, not the dancers, but one of the servers to get the girl that I want. She kept pointing to the wrong girl. I'm like, no, the other one, no, the other one, no, the other one. She kept pointing, and I'm like, you know what, Mr. Security Man, can I borrow your laser pointer? And I pointed it right at the girl I wanted, and she sat by me all night. So go for the girl you want because you don't want to be spending any money with a girl that you don't want. Nobody wants to be spending money on anybody they don't want, and that's just facts. So sit with the girl you want, get with the girl you want, talk to the girl you want. Now, if avoiding buying a girl you don't want a drink is going to make you a cheap Charlie, so is this next tip. This tip is tip number 6, and it's avoid drinking draft beer. Why? It just makes you look cheap. They have specials, the girls will hold out signs, they'll stand out there, look all cute, and the signs will say 40 baht for a beer, for draft beer, 60 baht for draft beer. And for the people who don't know, that's about $1.25 US to about $1 or $2 US for a beer, which is super cheap, by the way, and I'm all for it. But if you're sitting here sipping on a draft beer for 20, 30, 40 minutes and you're not buying the girls a drink or you're just looking, they're going to be like, all right, avoid this guy. Because if one guy decides, hey, I'm going to get 10 shots and you decide to get, and that's about 1,000 baht if you get like, or 1,200 baht if you get like tequila or vodka or something. Whereas you get a draft beer for 40 baht and you're sipping on it and taking your time, they're going to think of you as a cheap Charlie and they're not going to want to sit with you and talk to you because they're like, he's not going to buy me a drink. He barely wants to buy himself a drink. You know? I mean, I've gone into bars and bought water, but I've also proceeded to buy drinks for girls as well. So it evens out. If you're going to buy the draft beer, be sure to buy a lady drink as well, just to be nice and show that you aren't, a cheap Charlie. Because the girls will come up and sit with you if they see you're spending a little bit of money. Even without having to buy them anything. They might spend, 1, 2 songs sitting with you, talking to you, see if they like you, if you like them, without ever have to pay them. But if you are a beer person, you don't like your hard liquors, you don't like your liquor and Sprite or your liquor and cola or whatever, and you want to drink a beer, just get a bottled beer. Don't get the draft beer. You're spending marginally more. It's not much. Maybe 10 to 15 baht more. You're getting your money's worth in beer for it anyway, because the cheap beer usually is so under sized that it's not even worth it. And you avoid losing face and you won't look like a cheap Charlie. So number 6, don't drink draft beer. Alright, this next tip is a really good tip. This comes from a friend who introduced me to the lifestyle. And it's number 7, befriend the mama-san and security staff. So basically what a mama-san is usually an older lady, and she takes care of the women there. She makes sure they're all good, they're emotionally good, and that they're set. She's their mama-san. She's the mom of the area. Usually an older lady, sometimes well-dressed. And of course you'll know who security is. They wear jackets that say security. So basically, you want to befriend these guys. If you can give them a tip, you can. You don't have to, but it would be nice. And then if you want to buy them a drink, you can as well. But mostly just be nice to them, Don't snub them because they're not one of the naked ladies, Don't treat them with any disrespect simply because they're not scantily clad, dressing or dancing on stage. Show some respect. If you want to give them a little something, you can, but you don't have to. Because if you go there often and they recognize that, they'll be willing to help you out, right? Like if you have a favorite girl and you don't have her contact information, the mama san might be like, "Hey, she's not here today, but I have a girl similar to her, or I have uh, somebody you might like, or hey, I'll tell the girl you like to come over right once she's done with the customer because I know you like her." So she'll be on your side. It'll be a good thing to have her on your side because she knows the ins and out of her own place. She knows what's going on. And having security on your side is always a good thing because having a bunch of big bad motherfuckers on your side when you need them on your side will always be a good thing. Now, there has never been, in my time here, a standoff between customers that I've seen. But if even if you are in the wrong and you know every security guard in there, they will treat you like you are right. Okay. And so it's always good to, know somebody where you need to know somebody. So it's not a bad thing to have security on your side or be nice to them or give them a quick hello, shake their hand, something, you know? And if there's ever a line to get people inside or there's ever any disagreements or you want a special area, the mama san or security can help you out. Be a good thing. All right, so the next tip is lady drinks. Number 8, lady drinks. This is going to be like 4 tips in one, so pay close attention. The first part of this is know how much the lady drink costs. Some of these can be kind of expensive because a portion of the money does go to the girl and a portion of the money has to pay for the drinks and a portion has to go back to the house or the club, right? It's a business. This is how the girls make their money. This is how the club makes their money. They don't charge an entry fee. They're making it off of beer for you and drinks for the girls, right? And most of the money is coming from drinks. So know how much they cost. If they don't have a menu, then they might have some signs up that says how much it costs. There might have been a sign outside once you walk in, and you can always ask how much it costs. No one's going to look at you any type of way because you asked how much does a lady drink cost. Usually they run about 150 to about 250, so that's between like 3-ish US dollars and like 6 to 7-ish US dollars. The next part of this is friends. Watch out for girls who try to invite their friends over to come swindle some drinks out of you. They might, a girl might not even be her friend. She might just come over and sit down and start talking to you, and then she'll hit you with the, "Do you want to buy me a drink?" And then once they realize, hey, I can get some drinks out of him, she can get some drinks out of him. The next thing you know, the waitress might come over, or the drink service lady might come over and ask for a drink, and now you're buying lady drinks for everybody. And you might not want to do that. You might only want to have a drink with the girl that you want. So it's okay to say no. If a friend comes over, be nice, be polite, introduce yourself, and go back to talking to the girl you want. Right? Like I said, sit with the girl you want. Sit with the girl you want. The next part of this is one of the scams these girls will pull besides inviting their friends over to come swindle drinks out of you is to get the drink from you and then drink it super fast. And if you're like an awkward, shy person and taking sips of your drink in between talking because you're not a good conversationalist might be uh, hard for you. Now you're sitting there looking at each other and you're like, "Do you want another drink? Do you want another drink?" And she's just throwing them back because no one's bought her drinks all night. She's trying to get those. The girls get like a little receipt, and at the end of the night, they give the receipt back to the house, and the house gives them their money, right? So tell her, take your time, don't drink it too fast. I know that scam, and she'll know exactly what you're talking about. There are a couple of scams that girls will try and pull, and don't fall for it. Don't let them invite their friends over. Don't let them invite the waitress over for a drink. Don't let them invite anyone over for drinks. And make sure they're not drinking it too fast because, you were drinking because you want to spend time with her, not because you want to get her drunk. And then sometimes you might see a girl who will come sit down with you, hang out with you for a second, take the drink, and then all of a sudden hop back up on stage. So I would say, if you buy a girl a drink and she comes and sits down with you, say, "Hey, how long until you have to hop back on stage?" And if she says, "I'm gonna be up there in a second," just be like, "Hey, I'll have a drink waiting for you when you get off." Or, "Hey, maybe I'll talk to someone else." Whatever the case may be. But I know it can be kind of embarrassing if You know, you get a girl and she takes a sip and hops back on stage, and you're like, damn, I really want to talk to her. And now you have to sit and wait for like 5 songs to go by, which is like 15 minutes, and she's still up on stage, right? And also, don't be upset if the girl decides to order like water or something from the bar, because these girls are getting drinks all night from different guys left and right, and their bodies can't take it every night, night after night, 15 to 20 drinks. They're tiny, they're small people. No one can handle 15 to 20 drinks night after night after night, okay? So don't be ashamed if she orders a water. She probably just wants to clean out her kidneys. She probably just needs a break. Some girls are very health conscious. I know a girl that I go see regularly who will religiously drink water with every client she's with because she just does not want to drink that much alcohol. And she has the best body in the club. So don't take offense if they decide to get water over an alcoholic drink that you've paid for, you know? All right, guys, tip number 9 is tip the right person. If you're going to leave a tip, you got to know who you're tipping, right? So if you give the cash directly to the girl, then that money will go to the girl. But if you have a little cup by you, or they give you a little folder that you can put the money in, and you decide, let me leave this money in here, and that will be my tip. That tip is going to go to like the wait staff, the bar, or the entire club, and they will split the tip at the end of the night. So if you want to tip the girl, make sure you give her the money directly. If you want to tip everyone, make sure you put the money in the folder, or whatever the case may be. I say this because if you plan on going back to the same go-go repeatedly, or you found your favorite go-go, you found your favorite girl, and you want that to be like your girl, right? Without taking her and making her your girl. Just give the girl your money if you want to tip her, right? And it depends on how much you like. The girls know the conversions. They know what's a lot of money. They know what's good for them. You know, if you tip a girl 20, 50 baht, you know, she might be like, oh, thank you. That's nice of you. But because you didn't have to do that, but at the end of the day, it wasn't really that much money. But if you decide, well, let me give her 500, 600 baht, you know, well, next time you walk into the club, she's going to be like, all right, this guy, that's my guy, you know? Especially if you walk into the club and it's a busy night and she sees your face, she's gonna be like, oh, I remember him, I like him, and he gives tips. I'm going for him. Especially if it's like a club where the girl is just one of the top girls in the club. Personally, I have my favorite girl in my favorite club, and I know that she is the most popular, and that many guys offer to buy her drinks. And then when I first got there and I didn't know anything, she was like, sorry, I have a drink with this guy. Sorry, I have a drink with this guy. Sorry, I have a drink with this guy. And I'm like, I couldn't find my time with her because every guy wanted a drink with her. And then I found out the whole tipping rule. And now every time she sees me, even from VIP, she's like, hey, give me a minute. I'll be right over. Do I still tip her? Not so much anymore, but she knows my face and she knows what I'm capable of. And she always spends a little extra time with me, even though she doesn't have to. So make sure you're tipping the right person, because you don't want to leave a couple hundred baht around and it goes to the entire club, and she sees you the next time and she's like, damn, you didn't even tip me. I'm going to show you the same energy that every other guy is going to get and nothing more. All right, so tip number 10. Be upfront with your intentions. These girls, they hear a lot of things that men want to do to them, that they want done to them, that things get done, if you understand what I'm saying. So be upfront. Not every girl provides long time, but they provide short time. Not every girl does short time, but she provides long time. Not every girl does short time or long time because she has a boyfriend and she's just there to make a quick buck because he's not paying her bills every single month. So don't be afraid to be like, hey, what models, you can say models, what dancers provide short time, what dancers provide long time. I'm looking for a girl that provides long time. I walked into a go-go bar on, this is the same go-go bar where I pointed the laser at the girl and she's like a little anime looking character, like she had the perfect little anime outfit, right? She looked adorable. And I was just asking because I found out what short time was for the first time. I was like, so everyone does this? And they were like, and they thought I was like asking them if they do it. And I'm like, I'm not asking you. But they were like, no, we don't do it. But she does it. And they pointed to the girl who does. And she was drop dead gorgeous. Like I'm talking 6 foot tall, model type, perfect round, peach, we'll call it. And even more perfectly round melons, we'll call them. And I was like, she's beautiful. She's gorgeous. I like her. But I'm not looking for short time. I just wanted to know what was going down and what the things were. So they won't take offense to you asking any questions. They won't care so much what you have in mind. They'll just be like, okay, I don't do this. I do this. I can help you find someone that does, or you can just leave. So be upfront. They haven't heard anything that you're not saying anything new to them. You know, they've heard it all. Most of them have been in the industry a long time. Nothing you can say will shock them, and you don't want to end up bar finding a girl, going home with a girl, and you're all the way in the hotel room. She's giving her ID to the front desk, and now you have to kick her out 5 minutes later because she only will hang out with you and not provide any services you were looking for, if that makes sense, because it will happen. All right, last and final tip, ladies and gentlemen, don't go around speaking Thai. It happens all the time, some silly little foreigner comes in thinking I'm a Thai master. I took the classes for the last 6 months and I can roll with the best of them. And next thing you know, she's saying things that you have no clue what she's saying, and you're looking there looking stupid, and you actually don't know how to communicate with her. Most of these girls are very good at speaking English to the best of their abilities. Their English will get by just fine, a lot better than your Thai will. If you want to practice some Thai words, usually one of the questions, they'll ask you is, hey, do you speak Thai? You can be like, shy, and then say whatever. That's all I know is yes and no so far. 7 months here, and I can only know 2 words. And then you can speak Thai with them or the best you can, But don't go around like walking in there like you know what's what, because chances are you probably don't, and it's awkward. They're just trying to make money, they're trying to have fun, and they're trying to enjoy their time. They're not trying to give you an entire lesson in the Thai language. Just have fun, talk to them like you normally would talk to them. 9 times out of 10 they will like that a whole lot more, because they're trying to learn your language a whole lot more than they're trying to have you learn their language. Okay, so those are my 10, 11-ish tips. Just to review them real quick. No photos. You don't want to get embarrassed and stomped out or go to jail. No dancing on stage. You will just embarrass yourself, and it will be no fun. And you'll probably lose face. Don't pay the bar fine if you don't want to, because you can always find another way to get the girl. Either hit her up on Instagram, Line, Snapchat, WhatsApp, whatever the case may be. Always check your bill, check your receipts to make sure that the prices are right, because you don't want to go home and find out you're a couple $100 short, because that will add up over time if that keeps happening to you. Number 5, sit with the girl you want. You don't want to be in a predicament where you're not sitting with the girl that you want. It's happened to me a couple times. I've walked into certain places and the girl that was the most outgoing was not the one that I like the most, and she ends up sitting with me, and I don't know how to tell her to go away without being mean. So I just drink my beer. I don't buy her a drink and wait for her to go away, and it's kind of rude to do that. Number 6, don't drink draft beer. You don't want to be known as a cheap Charlie. Plus, the draft beers aren't that great, and they don't give you that much. They cheap you out on how much you're actually getting. You're literally getting a few fluid ounces at best, and it's not worth it. So just get the beer that you want. Get it in a bottle. Put the condom on it, and have your fun. Number 7, make friends with the mama-san and the security staff. You want to show face. You don't want to lose face. You want to show face. You want people to know who you are and for them to like you. So don't be afraid to give them a little tip here, or buy them a drink, or just give them a friendly hello. Number 8, lady drinks. Don't get scammed out of lady drinks. Don't get overpriced for lady drinks. Don't have her friends come over with begging for lady drinks. 9, tip the right person. If you want to tip the girl, give her the money. The tip will go to her. Be upfront. If you want short time, tell them. If you want long time, tell them. If you just want to have some drinks, relax, tell them. If you want to rub her feet, tell her. She's in 6-inch tall heels, 8-inch tall heels. She might like it, okay? And last but not least, don't go speaking Thai, simply because you probably don't know it as well as you think you do, and you don't want to embarrass yourself. Those are my 11-ish tips on what not to do in a go-go bar. I will be posting more tips and tricks soon on other things and best practices around the city. To see if you guys like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, subscribe for me, and keep watching the videos, man. Help support the channel. Go to the membership page, do what you can to support, because I do this for you guys. I appreciate you guys, and I love you guys. You guys help me do what I do best, which is make great content around the world. Hopefully I can go back and make some more content for you guys.